Hey, Brian here, back with another equipment repair video, and for today we are looking at a Rolls personal monitor station. This is a PM351. This is an iPhone 11, just for size comparison, right? It's very nifty small unit. It is a 3-channel personal monitoring unit. As you can see here, it's got a line input, a mic input, and an instrument input, each with their own dedicated level controls. It's got a 3.5 and a 6.35 millimeter headphone output. For the line input, which is on 6.35 millimeter jack, you actually have a mono and stereo toggle switch over there, so it can accept both mono or stereo input over at the line input, and that is a recessed toggle switch, so there is no way to accidentally switch that over during live playing or during operation. You really need a tool to toggle that switch. Same thing for the instrument input. So the instrument input also is a 6.35 millimeter TRS input. It will accept both mono and stereo input. Interestingly, it looks like, at first glance, I thought it was a DI box because it converts it to what looks like 2 balanced XLR outputs, but upon checking the manual here, while it does mention that it is balanced XLR outputs for the instrument input, it does not indicate whether it is a proper DI box where your instrument level input will be usually converted to a mic level input, which is usual for direct injection boxes. Even over here, if we check the instrument output, that tells me that the XLR balanced outputs here are still instrument level. But yeah, the mic input is your typical 3-pin XLR. It has a mic through, and it will pass through phantom power. This does not have phantom power. Phantom power will be taken from the mixer that it connects to, right? And these are the corresponding toggle switches. This is the ground lift for the mic input, and the mono and stereo switch for the instrument input, and another ground lift for the balanced XLR outputs, right? Again, all recessed toggle switches. There's just no way you can accidentally switch that over while plugging in and plugging out of this personal monitor station. Good design. 9 to 15 volts DC, center negative power supply. So a musician friend of mine sent this over, and his main concern was the headphone output. Initially there was noise, and then it was cutting in and out, and then eventually he had a dead, I believe, right headphone output, right? And as we all know, a monitor station with malfunctioning monitoring outputs is a dead monitoring station, so we're gonna try and do something about it. I'm quite excited to look inside this Rolls monitor station. I understand it's an all analog signal path, and we should be able to see and trace, hopefully, where the problem is. I did try looking for a schematic diagram, but of course, those things may or may not be available. Your mileage may vary for these types of products, right? I will be calling on my dad, who is a proper engineer. We'll be bringing this to his workstation, and he'll be taking a look at it, and we'll take it from there. All right, see you in a bit. All right, disassembly. Relatively easy disassembly, just a few screws, and it separates into 2 parts. Just remove the chassis and should be able to see the entire circuit board and the components. So yeah, performing our typical visual inspection here, just checking if we've got capacitors that are bulging, any components that look burnt, right? Those are some of the first things that you want to check with your multimeter tester. But we didn't see any component that seemed off or damaged, so we went straight to diagnosing the signal path. And we decided to use the line input, the stereo line input. So we're just using a continuity tester right now, and we're just figuring out where the jack leads terminate, so that we know when we inject a signal generator into the inputs, we would know where to probe for double checking the output signal and tracing the signal path. And yeah, so this is the very time-consuming part. Absent a schematic diagram, we basically inject a test signal via the signal generator on the oscilloscope, and we probe away. We try to trace the signal. We basically send a sine wave and at a particular amplitude, and we just trace it. So we feed the test signal into the tip, we trace that would be the left channel, and then we swap over to the ring, and that will be the right channel. We even try to manipulate the line level, and as you can see there, really quick, we were able to amplify the signal via the line level volume, which means the headphone amp circuitry is working. And so we proceeded to double check the headphone output. It could be the socket or some other component, and it was at this moment, actually right here, where my father found the dud component. He found that the signal did not pass through a particular component already at that point, and we got lucky. That's this resistor in particular, R27. It is a 10 kilo ohm resistor, and it is a through hole component, so it's a relatively easy and quick fix from this point forward. And we're just double checking the component that we are replacing, and yeah, quick solder fix. And then we're gonna double check. So right now this setup is, we've got again the signal generator going into the line input. We're gonna try a stereo signal first. This is a 2-channel oscilloscope, so left signal will be the top waveform, and right signal will be the bottom waveform. So we're just gonna double check a stereo input, and we're gonna double check left input only and right input only, and yes, the test signal matches the signal that is probed on the headphone output. All right, back at the studio. I did check this unit off camera, both the line input, the mic input, mic through, instrument input, and the balanced outputs are now working. And especially the initial concern, which was the dead right headphone output, right? Both on the 3.5 and the 6.35 millimeter output. And the gain knobs are pretty beefy, actually. When I checked, it's enough gain to actually blow your ears off. But so volume responsibly, right? This personal monitor station is now a working monitor station. So if you made it this far, I hope you guys learned something, and I will see you in the next video.